Ever heard about Heated Rivalry? Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, my name is Irina Zaykovskaya, or as a native Russian speaker, I should say Irina Zaykovskaya, and I teach Russian at the University of Minnesota. Recently, I've been getting some questions about the use of the Russian language and the Russian names in a popular TV show, Heated Rivalry, that follows the relationship between two ice hockey players, one of whom is, I think, Japanese-Canadian, and another one is Russian. The name of the Russian hockey player is Ilya Rozanov, which sounds like an absolutely normal Russian name. I have no idea whether it was intentional, but Rozanov was the last name of one of the most controversial Russian philosophers, Vasily Rozanov, who is well known for his attempts to reconcile Christian teachings with the full scope of human sexuality, including homosexuality. In fact, one of his books, written over 100 years ago in 1911, was recently banned under an infamous Russian anti-LGBT propaganda law. Back to the name. So the last name Rozanov would sound fairly similarly in both English and the Russian languages. However, in Russian, the last sound, v, would turn into f. The reason for that is called consonant devoicing, which is a phenomenon that affects the entire Russian pronunciation. At the end of the word, the voiced consonants, such as b or v, turn into their voiceless counterparts, such as p or f. You can try pronouncing them as pairs, and you will realize that the only difference within each pair is whether you engage your vocal cords, right? B, p, v, f. So it would be Rozanov. Now, Ilya would sound even more differently in Russian than it does in English. It would have 2 syllables, not 3, and the stress will be on the last syllable. It would sound as Ilya. So the full name we're getting is Ilya Rozanov. Now, it is normal that Ilya's family calls him by his full name. However, it does not sound very natural that Ilya calls his brother Alexei. Alexei is a very common Russian name that has a common diminutive or short form, and it is most likely, almost 100%, that Ilya would be calling his brother Losha or even Loha, which is a common form used by men to address other men who are their good friends or maybe brothers. As I said, Ilya could still be called by his full name, which would be consistent with the fact that the name is short. Interestingly, I think the name of the brother in the books is Andrei, and in that case, Ilya would be able to call his brother by his full name as well. Andrei is a name that does not have a commonly used diminutive. Another character in the series, Svetlana, would also likely be referred to by her friends as Sveta. However, because the character lives in Boston rather than in Russia, it is also plausible that she goes by Svetlana in all contexts. If you like this video, stay tuned, and next time we will call about the actual use of the Russian language in the series. Bye!